Welcome to day 312 of our DeSo journey. I'm Ed Krasenstein here with my twin brother, Brian. And we have a special guest again today. His name's Andre Costa, and he is the creator of Purple Creator. Aims to be the first DAO coin exchange on DeSo, and really a DAO coin exchange in general outside of DeSo once things get moving. They were Octane funded, but that's not the only funding they got. We're going to get to that as well. They have a lot of financial backers. How's it going, Andre?
Hi, Ed. Hi, Brian. Thank you very much, firstly, for the invitation. And I'm so glad. And by the way, congrats for this morning show. It should be very hard, like to get the discipline to do it. And it's also great content every single day. Yeah, I'm doing great. Thank you.
Thanks, Andre. Yeah, it's fun. We get to meet different people, every few days. So it's great. Like now we get to meet you. But we'll get into the news first, and then we'll get to what you're doing with Purple Creator. Yesterday, DeSo Messenger was released. We had them on our show. Today, they're releasing image sharing on the Messenger. And then tomorrow, we're going to see full emoji support come. So definitely keep up to date with DeSo Messenger. It's leading up to the Friday launch of the mobile app, which I think is going to be awesome. I've been using it. I've probably sent like 10 to 12 messages so far on it. It's working great. So definitely check that out if you haven't yet.
Yeah, I know I've been using it as well. I've loved it so far. Of course, the features we don't have the full features yet, but by Friday, by this weekend, DeSo Messenger is going to be quite awesome, I think. So just hang in there, because every day you're getting something new from DeSo Messenger.
Yeah, for sure. And so yesterday, Meredith Marson launched something, Brian. We're all familiar with her and her art collective.
Yeah, so I mean, we've seen the Octoposse where you could merge different Octoposse to create better ones or more rare ones. Meredith did something a little bit different yesterday with Metazins. If you own more than one, obviously, if you own 2 Metazins or more, you could pick 2 of them and then buy this Metamorph and morphing NFT for I think I forget the exact price. I think they're like $25 or something like that. But you would buy one of these morphing NFTs. She sold 20 of them with a buy it now price. All 20 sold out. If you own one of the metamorphing NFTs, you choose 2 of your Metazins to morph, and within a week, she will morph them and choose attributes between both of the pieces that you decided to morph. One thing that I want to point out is that you still get to keep each of the originals. So you're basically buying another Metazins for buying that metamorphing NFT, and it's going to morph your 2 of the ones you pick. Love the idea. Like I said, she sold out. She had a limit of 2 Metamorph NFTs per person. So it wasn't like one person could buy them all. But I love the innovation here. I like seeing different ideas, and this is a pretty cool idea. She got to basically sell these NFTs to everybody that already owned Metazins, and then she could have the NFT owner get to pick what they want to morph. So
yeah, cool. Meredith's doing some awesome things. She's really a pioneer on DeSo. She's not afraid to take chances with these different unique type projects. The art collective DAO that she's running, we're going to be talking about DAOs a lot in this show, was a great idea, another pioneering idea on DeSo. So she's great. She's a fabulous artist who has done art on other platforms, on Ethereum, I think she does Solana as well. So congrats, Meredith Marson. I love what you're doing. So when is the DeSo birthday bash?
Yeah, I mean, we've all been waiting for a date, or just to see if it's actually happening. I know with COVID, there's probably some issues, some concerns. But originally we heard it was going to be probably at the end of March, somewhere in LA. We haven't heard anything for probably like 3 weeks or so. So I reached out to Matreshka, who I know was kind of involved in setting it up. And she said that today they're supposed to have a meeting, and they should have a date sometime this week, we hope. I know there's a lot of logistics involved, and like I said, COVID. So I'm hoping that something's going to happen. I know we're going to try to be there, but we do need like some time to plan for travel and such.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. So yesterday, Team DeSo made a post, and that post outlined how much money creators have made in the last 30 days. And these are some really interesting statistics. 16,935 creators have earned 2,451.88 DeSo, or approximately $119,377 over the last 30 days. And from that amount, 300 creators earned at least one DeSo, which is approximately $50 or so. And 36 creators have earned at least 10 DeSo, which is a little bit over $500. So I think those are some really interesting, and they're pretty good numbers.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it as a whole, the average DeSo user earned about $8 last month, which doesn't seem like a whole lot. But number one, how many of those 16,000 creators are really super active? A lot of them probably only made like a post or two. Additionally, how much money are you making on Facebook or Twitter?
How much did you make this month, Andre?
Yeah, so as a creator, yeah, not that much. Hopefully to see into that statistic very soon.
Yeah, it'll be coming soon, I know. So
Yeah.
Chase Steely, he's putting together this NFTs to space project, which has been awesome. I think probably close to a dozen different artists on DeSo are sending their NFTs to the International Space Station. And he's looking into creating an NFTs to space DAO. He mentioned this yesterday in the Twitter Spaces room. And it's going to be interesting to see how he does this and what comes of it. You know, like, are they sold? Are the DAO coins sold? What kind of permissions, what kind of access do you get if you own a DAO coin? I think he's still exploring this, and he wants community feedback. So if you have any ideas, feel free to reach out to Chase Steely and give him some ideas. I just really love what he's doing. He's trying to bring the space community and the DeSo community and NFT communities all together. And I think it's really working. We're starting to see some of that. I know he had an interview with National Geographic, which is awesome. I think there's some big publications that are interested in what he's doing. So we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, I could imagine different ways he could utilize a DAO for this NFTs to space, I guess, project. He could just allow people who either buy the DAO coin or receive the DAO coin to have governance and say, hey, we want to send this NFT and this NFT to space. And maybe eventually there'd be some kind of revenue stream. I don't know what his plans are for it, but there could be revenue streams where maybe NFTs are going to pay this NFTs space project to have their NFT sent up to space, and that revenue could be shared. Those profits could be shared among the DAO holders. So there's all kinds of ideas. I love that he's exploring it because he's kind of ahead of the curve. He's really involved in a lot of crypto stuff.
Yeah, and finally, before we get to Purple Creator and Andre and what he's doing with DAOs, there's one community event, another event we want to just briefly touch on. 10 a.m. Eastern time on Chime In, Crypto Talks with Darian Parrish. This is becoming a weekly thing. Darian's great. He has a vast knowledge of cryptocurrency. I know, Brian, you were in that room last week. So definitely check that out if you have time. And Bad Santa is kicking off DeSo's Got Talent. And Brian and I are judges in that. Check out badsanta.club for more info. Also check out Bad Santa on DeSo. Brian? Any feedback on Bad Santa?
I'm going to try and be at that Darian Parrish talk on Chime In if I have some time today. And I'm really looking forward to Bad Santa. I think it's going to be really engaging for the community, and I love what they're doing.
So let's get to Purple Creator. Andre, you want to tell us a little bit about what Purple Creator is and what you're planning to do with it?
Sure. We are building the Coinbase for social tokens. So we believe trust and liquidity are essential to foster this ecosystem. So it's basically a verticalized exchange that you can trade tokens like the DAO tokens. And in the future, we plan to add more different kinds of creator tokens and social tokens.
So like, where are you at right now as far as building out the platform? Is it coming in days? Is it coming in weeks? Is it still a year off from being released? Like, where are you at?
Yeah, it's important to tell is that today there is no place where you can trade DAO tokens. And we are going to be launching our beta version. It's closed for a few people in a few weeks. So in the beta, you're going to be able to trade that DAO tokens. So it's an order book model. It's a custodial exchange. What is interesting to say is that we have been developing this for social tokens actually over the last 6 months. We haven't, like, we heard about DAO tokens recently, and we saw the opportunity because we project a strong need for that. But we raised it more than $1 million with several investors, including Octane Fund, and yeah.
Yeah, so like one question I get a lot from people like unsure about DAO coins is like, why do I need a DAO coin if we already have a creator coin? And like, what are the differences between creator coins and DAO coins? Like, are they going to work together? Like, what if you throw NFTs in there? Are NFTs going to function some way? Are these all going to add to the ecosystem in a like cohesive manner? What do you guys say about that? Like what excites you about DAOs over creator coins?
Yeah. They are complementary. They are not exclusive. And the point is, creator coins, they were built for people. They were not actually built for organization. I think many of us in this DeSo community already know a little bit that point. And the point is, the DAO token are actually different because you have much more flexibility in terms of the coin supply. You can set who is going to be in your cap table, and it's exciting because when it talks about DeSo, like, you can have the social identity connected to your DeSo profile. It's easier to search and find a particular DAO token. But regarding DAOs, like, it's not meant for everyone. So it's not, okay, that's interesting. There's all of these things that we can do with DAOs. But it's more like recommended for if you actually have a project that is involved more fans, or if you want to have this control of the initial cap table, you have a project where you're going to do reward funding, more utility involved. But I mentioned that it's actually complementary projects because we see a very elegant solution, actually. If some creators, they can start with their creator coins as an entry point, like to get the first supporters. And they're gonna launch, once they're gonna launch their DAOs, those are gonna be like the initial group of supporters. So that's how we see.
That's a very interesting way to look at it. And you mentioned that you have over $1 million invested. I know you are Octane funded. So how many other investors are there, and who can you mention who some of these other investors are?
Yeah, sorry, I forgot, before I go into that point, Ed, I forgot to mention other point that you raised regarding the connection with NFTs.
Yeah.
Let me briefly mention that so we can go into
definitely.
that point. So the point here is that a lot of people also mentioned to me, okay, so how is going to be like this connection between, okay, it's clear now the creator coins, it's clear now the DAO coins and the process involved, but how it's going to be connected to NFT? And what happens is that the future that we envision is that, like, in 5 years from now, we're going to see artists like Just Bieber with a market cap of $100 million. And he's going to be pricing part of his products, his NFTs, in Just Bieber DAO coins. So if you are a fan of Just Bieber, of course, you're going to hold some of his coins. Otherwise, the prices of your products is going to go up. So it's just one example of what you can do with DAO coins as well. So it's like the social money, but there are many more. So we are going to see like this interaction a lot.
I really love that. Like, so Justin Bieber, the person, could have a creator coin on DeSo, and he could have a huge value, but he could also have the Justin Bieber DAO, in which fans can buy into his DAO, maybe have input on what songs he releases, or where he has his tours, or, you know, anything. Like, he could take polling from those DAO holders. And then also those DAO coins, if you own a DAO coin, you can buy his NFTs from an NFT platform using Justin Bieber DAO coins instead of DeSo or instead of Ethereum. You can actually use his DAO coins to purchase his NFTs. So that creates this demand, this increased demand to have his DAO coins. And then, some of these fans who maybe they bought in cheap can make a huge profit by selling Justin Bieber DAO coins to those who want to buy his NFTs. So like you said, I think the interconnectability between creator coins, DAO coins, and NFTs are going to be huge in the future.
Yeah, that's a really good way to look at it, because I think right now most people hear DAO and they think like ownership in like a pseudo corporation, and they don't realize that it can actually be used as a form of money, a form of currency. And I think as we move forward, and this is not just on DeSo, but DAOs in general, I think these use cases and these ways to use DAO coins are going to continue to expand. And as this happens, people are going to need a place to buy and sell them. And I think that's where Purple Creator kind of fits right into the picture.
Yes. Yeah, so I asked you earlier, Octane Fund, they invested, I don't know how much they've invested into you, but you said you got $1 million and you got to have other investors. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's actually more than $1 million. It's in total, we have 20 investors.
Wow.
Before Octane Fund, we were already raising funds. Like we have a pretty strong group of angels. We have unicorn founders. We have executives from Coinbase, Google, AWS, founders of Centrifuge and Finoa. Wow. They are also our investors. Yeah, so we are pretty excited.
That's impressive. Yeah. So are you looking for more investment still, or have you closed out that round?
We are closed, but of course, like what we are doing, building an exchange is a super challenge business. So once in a while, like we are talking to VCs and other investors. So we are not 100% closed. So we are always evaluating, but that's not our focus right now. Our focus is around building.
I can imagine the security and there's KYC and regulations that are involved. And you said you're in London. There's different regulations in the United States. So I'm sure that's so confusing, and you need to have really good legal advice. Are you running into any obstacles along the way, or you think you have kind of overcome everything?
Yeah, of course, there are a lot of challenges. By the way, I am in London. Like the company, it's US based and incorporated. The way that we feel, like you have to have the right team. Like I'm a second-time founder. I worked for AWS, helping founders to scale over the last 6 years as business development for leader for startups. My co-founder, he's a CTO. He worked over the last 5 years developing technology for crypto exchange. So he basically knows everything, how it works. And we have another partner that is focused on product. He already built a product with 300,000 active users. So I think the way that you do like to mitigate those, it's like be closest to key people as angel, as your team, as advisors.
Your team seems like it encompasses experience from all over the place as far as this technology goes. So I think you're in a really good shape to be very successful at this. And, maybe you can become the Coinbase of DAOs.
Yeah. And I just had a quick question. Like, I know that we haven't really seen too many DAOs launched on DeSo quite yet. We saw the Fun DAO this week, and we saw Disruptpreneur launch a DAO. I know that Meredith Marson's doing a DAO, the Art Collective. But I think like a lot of people are a little hesitant. I think they're waiting for tools. Have you been in communication with many people on DeSo who are planning to launch DAOs, and what has been their feedback?
Exactly. I'm talking to many founders planning to launch DAOs. The feedback is completely different depending on the stage. Some of them are like just waiting to see how it goes. Others are pretty exciting to launch very soon. And yeah, so it's basically a variant. And we like if any of the people here listen to us, it's interesting to launch a DAO coin. Come to us. There is a formulary that you can fill into our website, or you can just send a message to us, because some of those creators and entrepreneurs, they have some specific needs. Like, it's very interesting. Some of them, hey, I need this feature. Do you have me? And we really want, like, we are literally in the day one of that. So we have a big vision, like we have a long-term vision, but there is so much to be built, like governance tools. Actually, this is a lot of opportunities for other entrepreneurs that are thinking to build something into the Web3 as well.
Are you planning on building any tools like governance tools or other tools for DAOs? Or are you going to let other developers and perhaps maybe DeSo's core team to create some of those?
Our roadmap, it's based on like 3 pillars. Like, the first is adding more kinds of social tokens and improving the onboard process. Like, today it's completely manual. We talk to founders, we understand their plan, their vesting. Second, it's improve safety. Like, nobody you want to be sure that you are putting your money, or you are trading safely. So there's a lot of things that we have to do this. And then like comes to the third part, which is including these other tools, like improving better trading, benefits, social interactions. Governance specifically that you raise it might be a point, but if somebody builds until that, maybe it doesn't make sense for us to build. So it's more like evaluating what are the key needs, what we have to build to leverage at particular point. As I mentioned to you, when we started this, we didn't know that DAO coins is going to exist. So who knows?
That's crazy.
What kind of, like, we are in a tremendous dynamic markets. Like, who knows what kind of projects, products we are going to see in 6 months from now.
So you started 6 months ago, and we didn't even know DAO coins were going to exist. What were you building it for? Like, what was the plan?
Yeah, we saw like a little bit about how why I'm built this. So basically, last year I decided to open I'm a second-time founder, so I decided to open my second company in the creator economy. I saw BitCloud. I saw like Chile's, like it's a Barcelona football club, like other kinds of tokens, like many kinds of platforms going to that. It just blew my mind. So my conclusion is that we're going to need a place. I had problems like, is this a scam? Like, can I trust on this platform? General user experience, like, what are the benefits? So I thought that, what if we create a secure place like the Coinbase of social tokens, that you can find all of that and you can build that. So I started like looking into several other kinds of tokens, and then we saw the very strong need for DAO tokens, and when we decided to focus on that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's impressive. So like, if somebody wants to know when Purple Creator is going to officially launch and when they're going to be able to find DAO coins and creator coins on Purple Creator, how can they get notified?
Yeah, we have in our web page, we have you can do a registration there. You're going to see also an aggregator. You can have a tasting of like several tokens there. But essentially, after you make this registration, you're going to be notified once we launch.
And
Awesome.
if you say you're a DAO, you're creating a DAO coin, or you have your own DAO coin and you want to be listed on the exchange, what's the best way to reach you?
Into our webpage, there's also a formula there. That's one. The second, you can just find us in our Diamond profile, which is Purple Creator. and we can send a message. That's pretty fine.
And your website is just purplecreator.com?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, great. Yeah, so before we go, I have to ask you, what am I looking at in your background?
This is I'm in Canary Wharf in London. It's
okay. I was curious. Looks beautiful.
It's a dock here that was in the past. So it's really nice place.
Very cool. I like that. Yeah. So thanks again for coming on. When you launch, I'd like to have you back on again, maybe with some of your other co-founders. It'll be great to talk about it.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you again.
Good luck with everything. Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks again, Andre, and everybody have a great rest of your day.